Hello, my name is Mike Robinson. I'm the Chief Executive of the Royal Scottish Geographical Society and co-chair of the Farming 1.5 degrees C inquiry. The inquiry team is made up of experts, policy experts, researchers and farmers looking at how the farming community and agriculture generally can play a role to help to deliver against a 1.5 degrees C future.
Everyone needs to play their part in this challenge of climate change, from farmers and crofters through the entire supply chain to all rural businesses. Farmers in Scotland have the opportunity to be champions in this fight against climate change, not perpetrators or just victims.
This whole-scale change should be supported with the creation of a transformation steering group with high-level representation from across government departments, key stakeholders, including working farmers and scientists.
A new approach to knowledge share and technical support is a key priority.
Emissions should be reduced by improving agricultural and carbon efficiency with better soil management at its core.
Land use change and sequestration needs to reflect soil type, topography, the production and biodiversity priorities for the farmer, the locality and Scotland.
There needs to be political and technical clarity about what is required from Scotland's farmland and farm businesses in order for Scotland to meet net zero.
We are recommending an immediate ceiling on agricultural, so biogenic methane emissions being set, with decreasing targets of at least a 30% reduction by 2045. And this is through improvements in animal health, advances in nutrition, including the use of feed additives.
Nitrogen, we can't live without it. It makes plants grow, it makes the sky blue. But in Scotland we waste half of it, and that's bad for climate change and it damages the environment.
Integrating renewable energy with new technologies to reduce fossil fuel use will be critical. That needs to be supported by developments in rural infrastructure, both in energy transmission and in communications, including broadband and mobile data coverage.
Agriculture has a critical role in supporting biodiversity targets, both for the future of the sector and for wider society. Advice and regulation therefore need urgent reform. Policy, funding and action all need to deliver biodiversity and regional habitat priorities, as well as greenhouse gas reductions and sequestration.
A whole farming approach is required that looks towards new targets in greening and forestry and agroforestry and carbon audits. If we're going to achieve that, going forward, we need to make sure that we can feed the country, make sure we've got good, affordable food and adequate supply, but we also are conscious that some of the less productive land, as we see it right now, is actually producing more.
The change pathway should provide positive system options for all farmers, crofters and land managers, and safeguard rural communities and the rural economy.
Innovative approaches to multifunctional land use will be required that can deliver multiple benefits to land managers as well as to society. For example, agroforestry can add value to production and sequester carbon, as well as deliver wider environmental benefits such as biodiversity and flood management.
Identifying and enthusing industry leaders, influencers and innovators, coupled with a communication strategy to reach all farmers, will speed up change.
We need adoption, practical demonstrations and pilots established as soon as possible to test and explore each of these key principles.
These targets are challenging but necessary, and it is essential the industry responds positively, not just for the future for sustainable agriculture, but for all of our futures.
As an industry, we need to be ambitious in meeting the net zero milestones.
I guess that many of our forefathers strove to leave the land, the soil, their flocks and herds in a better place for the next generation, and I have no doubt that our generation of farmers and landowners can do exactly the same thing and leave a low carbon economy for our children.
We hope these inquiry findings will help set out how this critical sector can thrive and develop and help build the sustainable future we all want and need.